Sophia first? What is that? Rick, what is that?
What is that, Rick? What is it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a Walking Dead character list. We are back, guys. Fog Entertainment, and we are going to rank the entire list of characters from Season 2. I say entire, like we've got some big, massive list, but in reality, there was only 20 people in the Season 2 of The Walking Dead, and that's not 20 main characters, that's 20 in total, which is kind of insane. How few characters were actually in this season. It's an incredibly low amount, and probably a lot lower than Season 1 for sure. At least Season 1, I think we only counted 25 in our character list, but I'm pretty sure if you count people that we didn't add in, there was at least 30 people with names.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Season 2 had a very, very short character list, so we're going to rank through them. There's 20 in total. We're going to start with number 20, and then we're going to move all the way up to number 1. Now, you know what? In this season, I absolutely despised Laurie. I hated Laurie with a passion. She was a grade A cunt, and she deserves to go bottom of the list. But I can't. We can't put her bottom of the list, because coming at number 20 is Carol, and the fact that she let her daughter die, she sat at the fucking farm crying her eyes out, blaming everyone else instead of going out and looking for her own fucking daughter. That is just worse than anything Laurie done. So sorry, Carol, but you are having to go last on this Season 2 tier list.
Absolutely. Sat there making Daryl pack lunches for looking for Sophia, didn't bother her arse once. And then, at the Season 2 finale, questions Rick's leadership. Is he going to keep us safe? Well, what the fuck are you doing?
Are you going to keep your daughter safe? No. I tell you what, though, Fog Entertainment is going to keep number 20 safe for you, because that's where you belong.
See, before we move on, though, right? See her actions in this season. This just makes the entire character flawed. I don't give a fuck how she's developed.
How could you really develop, though? Because people can argue, Season 11, she's a badass. All someone has to say to her, here, didn't you let your daughter die in Season 2?
Exactly.
See, in Season 1, didn't your husband beat you up? And what's she going to say? That's her buried. So there you go, Carol coming in last, because, quite frankly, she fucking sucked. Our daughter was out there all alone, and she didn't even go look for her once. Why? What's the excuse? What is the fucking excuse? Andrea's a woman, and she was looking for her. I don't see why Carol couldn't have been out there. There is no excuse. Just garbage. What a garbage mother. And you just can't come back from that. You can't redeem that. I don't care how many camps she shoots up with rocket launchers and how many times she saves the group or whatever, man. In Season 2, she sat on that farm while her daughter was out there. Well, she was technically in the barn, but you get my point. She thought she was out there all alone. So yeah, Carol definitely is not winning Mother of the Year, and she's not winning Character of Season 2 either. Now, coming in at 19th, coming in second worst, is Laurie, by quite a considerable distance. Laurie, like I said, horrible in Season 2, just continuing to be really bad to Shane, even going as far as telling Rick that he should kill Shane, because Shane believes that he's ours and he was going to put them all in danger. So she was dropping hints. Plus she tried to abort their baby. Didn't even tell either one of them. Just sent Glenn on a mission to get her abortion pills. Almost got Glenn and Maggie killed instead of her fucking doing it herself. Constantly let her son, even though he'd just been shot, she let her son roam about the farm, getting into trouble, getting into woods, got Dale killed. I mean, she just pretty much done everything. And in the end, when Shane and Rick look like they've sorted everything out after 18 miles out, she goes and tells Shane that if Rick wasn't there, things would be different. And is that really the thing that you'd say to a person that is obviously not all there and, struggling with his mindset at the moment?
Two other things. She said to Rick we could let Carl die, and then also buried Herschel for saying, you're just a veterinarian, mate. You're not going to save my boy.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, she said that we should maybe just let Carl die because this world ain't for him. And then when Herschel... and one more thing, actually, we noticed, but with Herschel's risking... Well, not maybe risking his life, but he's doing whatever he can to save Carl. And Laurie is belittling him for being a vegetarian and not an actual doctor or not an actual surgeon or whatever. And then Otis risks his life, ends up dying to try and get the medical equipment that Carl needs, and she still criticizes him. This guy's out risking his life, and she's calling him the idiot that shot my son, and he pays the ultimate price with his life. Just a horrible fucking bitch. Didn't do anything not worthwhile, did not help the group one iota. She even crashed her car, for God's sake. I mean, I know that might be a minor issue, but she crashed the goddamn car, so horrible.
Absolutely fucking sucks.
And she had a problem with Andrea not doing dishes. I mean, like, is that really the biggest fucking concern they've got? Andrea, it's not fair. You're putting a lot of strain on me and the girls. I mean, what? I mean, seriously? Oh, accusing Andrea of bloody sitting on top of the RV working on her tan. God forbid Andrea actually wants to contribute to the group and actually get her hands dirty and not do all the safe jobs. It's crazy that these women were complaining about the workload not being fair and them having to do the dishes and them having to wash clothes. Would they rather be out there, trying to scavenge supplies? Well, why didn't they swap roles then? If Laurie's that pissed off, why didn't Laurie and Carol go out and look for Sophia? And fucking Shane, Rick, and Daryl could have sat and, cooked some bloody barbecue ribs. What a cunt. She belongs in 19th. Any issues with that?
No, that's it. I think we've covered everything.
Moving into 18, we've got Carl, Rick's son. Rick's annoying fucking son. He got Dale killed. He was a little brat, especially in the second half of the season.
First half he's shot, so he's alright.
Yeah, first half he's shot, and all he really wants to do is find Sophia, so, I'm not going to criticise him too much on the first half.
Carol.
Yeah, he actually wanted to go out and look for... What? He actually was looking for her? He actually stayed behind when he got shot. That's the reason he got shot, because he was trying to find Sophia. What was Carol doing? Sitting in the RV, fucking crying? What a joke. I mean, Carol deserves to be 20. No one's going to...
She's 21st out of 20.
She does. She's that bad. But yeah, second half of the season, he just basically starts defying orders. He kind of tells Carol that there is no God and Sophia's not in heaven. But you know what? Maybe Carol fucking needed that. Doesn't listen to his dad. Goes out, messes with Randall, the prisoner. Steals guns. Ends up messing about, playing with a walker. Gets Dale killed. Not a good season for Carl. Probably his worst season in the entire show. I really dislike Carl in season 2, but to me, nowhere near as bad as Laurie and Carol. That's why he's 18th.
Yeah, there's quite a distance between all three of them.
Yeah. Moving into number 17, we've got Sevilla. Really didn't do much, ran away. The plan with Rick was stupid, but at the end of the day, Rick's the adult, and Rick was the one that made it up. She just followed. It wouldn't really made sense if she said, "No, Rick, your plan's shit, let's do it my way." But Rick...
My way or the highway.
Rick telling her to leave him and keep the sun on her shoulder. I mean, as if a child's really going to, head north, keep the sun on your shoulder, always keep the sun on the back of your shoulder. I mean, what? That was so dumb. And
then he said that to an adult, you'd be like, what? Just say it in fucking English.
And then obviously she gets locked in the barn and she's bitten. That's really it.
Death.
Yeah, I mean, the reveal of, Sophia's in the barn was great, but in terms of what she actually did as a character, she didn't really do a lot, but she did nothing detestable. At the end of the day, she was an innocent little girl, and that's why she's coming in at number 17. Speaking of innocent, we've got an innocent little boy, maybe slightly older, maybe even a man. Jimmy's a man. Jimmy's coming in at 16th. Basically, didn't really do much. He was in a relationship with Beth.
I want to go shoot.
Herschel was... Even this guy actually offered to go look for Sophia. Again, Carol did not.
There's 19 people on the list who went looking for Sophia. Not one of them was her fucking mum.
Well, in fairness, I don't think Herschel or Beth did. Or Patricia.
What about Dave and Tony probably fucking did?
But yeah, Jimmy, I mean, he wanted to go and look for Sophia. Stupid bloody death as well. He's trying to help Rick and Carl for the burning the barn, and he leaves the door open to the camper fan and just gets... fucking torn.
Fucking tool, like.
Yeah, really bad death. But you know what? Not a dislikable character or anything like that. He just didn't do anything. Bit useless. Doesn't really deserve any higher than 16th, but there was people worse than him, so that's why he's 16th. Coming number 15th, we've got Tony.
Fat Tony.
Fat Tony, man. He appeared for like 5 minutes. Had a cup of coffee, or in this case, I think he had like a shot behind the bar, and then he gets shot by Rick. That's pretty much it. He had a shot, then he got shot.
He had a shotgun, so...
I'll take your damn farm. You could tell Dave and Tony here, wouldn't they? guys that you'd want to bring back to the farm anyway. So, you know what? Tony was 15th. It was alright for a wee, cameo, one episode appearance.
What?
And even then one episode, it was like 15 minutes. Like, I mean, if not for 10, 5. Coming in at number 14, we've got Patricia, wife of Otis. I mean, didn't really do much. Ends up dying another job or death at the end. She did help keep Carl alive though, and we also see a scene where she's like snapping legs of chickens to feed to the walkers, which I didn't really like. I mean, I get it back then.
I forgot about that when ranking this. Fucking. Whoa.
Yeah, maybe she should have been a bit lower. Probably should have been below Jimmy. I mean, back then, I guess the Green family thought that they were just sick and that they could come back, so they had to feed them. But
how fucking retarded is that?
Yeah.
They're eating fucking chickens, and you think they're gonna come back?
Yeah, exactly. See when you're actually feeding them like fucking proper dinners and they're not eating it, but they want to eat like live, living. I mean, that should have told you that.
The fact you need to lock them up in a barn,
yeah,
padlock, doesn't mean they're coming back. Like,
yeah, so Patricia 14th, but with hindsight, you know, maybe she could have been a bit lower. Moving at number 13, we've got Suicidal Beth. Doesn't really do much. Just like it's like Maggie's Herschel's daughter, and Beth's like the other daughter that just blends into the background. I mean, apart from trying to kill herself, she didn't really do anything in this show. She can sing, but we don't really hear it till like the final episode. Just a bit of a useless character, to be honest. Don't know how she got up to 13th. Probably just tells you that the characters below were pretty bad. You any explanation to why?
There's actually nothing. Yeah, didn't snap any chicken's legs.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything bad, you know. So
she tried to kill herself, which is a plus in my book because she's shit. So
yeah. Anyway, she's coming in at 13th. Moving on to number 12, we have Dave from the duo of Dave and Tony. Dave was the more popular member. The more talkative member. Was he the leader of the Dave and Tony group? Not too sure, but I mean, the way he spoke. He sounded confident. He could have been the leader. I mean, the actor that played him was pretty decent. Who knows? I mean, maybe in another world he could have had a part of the group. He did seem like an okay character. When he was having this discussion with Rick, some of the dialogue was decent in the bar. But in the end, he gets shot in the head. So, not a lot. He tries to pull a gun out on Rick, but Rick ends up shooting him. I mean, 2-on-1. With Dave in front of Rick and Tony behind, I mean, Rick shouldn't have won this, should he, really?
No.
I know he's a police officer, and oh man, Rick didn't even have his fucking gun out. I don't know how Dave and Tony lost, but they did lose, and they didn't get to join. They wanted to come and live with Rick on the farm. We can all be friends on the fun farm,
we can live together, man.
Didn't really work out for them. Speaking of the group Dave and Tony are with, coming in at number 11, we have Randall. Randall was a part of this group. He got injured during the shootout at the bar. Rick deciding that he's, had to take him with him, Rick being the good guy. It's a bit weird though, because you've got other people in this group that you've literally shot and killed, and you're letting zombies devour them at that moment, but at the same time, you have to take Randall with you because he's a kid. I don't know, is it
when
really...
you say kid, right? He was in the same class as Maggie.
I know he's older than Jimmy and Beth.
I mean, what age is fucking Maggie's like
Maggie's supposed to be 20
in season 1.
Season 2. She's in season 1.
Right, you're not
pretty sure.
20.
I'm pretty sure that's the age she's supposed to be.
Oh, see, when you're 20, I know you're not a kid.
Or 21, maybe. Yeah, and then I don't get it. Anyway, they take him back to the farm. Then they torture him. And then Shane fucking kills him. What was the point? May as well just left him here. But I mean, he did seem like I think he seems like a bad guy. You can see the conversation he has with Shane, discussing
You'll fit right in with the rapists,
discussing the bad things that his group done. So you know what? I think he's
again. Why did he say that? Because I just made it. He says it to Daryl actually.
I think he's getting so high up the list because he had a couple of episodes, and even though he's only in a couple of episodes, he probably got more screen time than the likes of Beth. Definitely got more screen time than Jimmy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tony, Dave. So, there you go. Anyway, Randall coming in at 11th. Moving in to the top 10. And we start off with number 10. And that is Herschel's other daughter, Maggie Green. Gets in a relationship with Glenn.
Turns him shit.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn was great. And then he gets to the farm and all of a sudden he just turned into a bit of a pussy. Whether that's Maggie's fault or not, I don't know. But, I mean, out of the Green family, she's probably the most likeable member that's actually a Green this season.
Yeah, and yet somehow someone else has beat her.
Yeah, well, he's not really a member, is he? That's the whole point I'm making. Green family. He's like a +1.
Is he +1?
Oh, fuck, wait, no, he's not. How the hell did that guy... Anyway, right, we've got Maggie coming at number 10. Moving on to number 9, Herschel Green.
+1 Herschel.
I thought Herschel was an absolute arsehole. Get off my farm. Yeah, he saved Carl, but he's a fucking Bible basher, man.
I know, and then he said, I'm not leaving my farm.
Unlimited shotgun.
But once them all off, and then it turns to Shane.
Delusional, like, thinking that these people are still alive. Hey man, they ain't zombies. They're people. That's my neighbor. That's my ex-wife. That's my son. They're people.
Turned the drink when the going got tough.
Yeah, Dale was trying to talk him into it, but bring him around, but he didn't listen. Then he goes off into the local town to get drunk, and it could have put the group in danger. Leaves his family behind. So yeah, like you said, when the tough gets going, the going get tough, or when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Whatever. I don't know how I botched that, but it is what it is. Herschel's coming in at number 9. Moving in at number 8, we have T-Dog.
Uneventful, slices his arm, then he wants to go east, and then that's about it.
Basically accused the group of being racist as well. It's like, come on, Dale, they don't like you because you're old, and well, I'm the only black guy. I mean, who cares? I mean, why are you bringing colour into this? I mean, he did have that cool moment where he opened the barn door and it's like, oh hell no! But other than that, did T-Dog really do anything this season?
Nope.
I guess it's not that bad though, because we got told, we were pretty much promised that he would have a bigger role to play in season 3.
Which of course he did. It's okay.
Turns out that was a big fucking lie. But yeah, T-Dog coming in at number 8. Moving on to number 7, and we have Glenn.
The fact he's so high up just tells you how shit this list is.
Yeah, Glenn coming in at number 7. Definitely nowhere near as good as season 1 Glenn. He pretty much just gets in a relationship with Maggie, and that's all he really cares about.
It's not
Maggie.
quite as bad as season 3 Glenn, but at this point he's whipped. Yeah. But he's not depressed.
Yeah, it's just like... And then you've got that episode where he's using himself as bait. That was a filler episode if I've ever seen one.
Walkabout.
Yeah, he just didn't really seem to be... He didn't have his own opinions. He just kind of followed the Rick leadership, Rick-tatorship.
He flip-flopped with Randall a few times. He looked at Dale, went, aye, we can't kill him. Looked at Rick, we have to kill him, brother.
Yeah, so Glenn's coming number 7. Moving into number 6, we have Otis. Really enjoyed Otis. We got to see him in 2 episodes. It was 2 good episodes. And yeah, I mean, really good character. Tries to save Carl after accidentally shooting him. Him and Shane go to like the high school to try and get the equipment. Up until this point, I think that was one of probably the best episodes of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I'd say so, absolutely.
I mean, the first episode was good, but I mean, I think in this episode you actually got some sort of battle with the zombies. The fact you actually seen them get into a shootout.
It was at night.
And it added to like the horror element of the show.
Injury.
And yeah, Shane...
Stuff was on the line. The stakes were big.
Shane having a sore ankle, and Otis being a big fat guy. You always kind of thought, this guy's not going to last.
Sacrifice.
He's going to go.
It was fucking good.
And in the end, yeah, Shane sacrifices Otis. I think you could definitely argue that Save the Last One, I believe that's episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Episode 3, season 2, Save the Last One, I think by that point could be the best episode of The Walking Dead, and I would mainly put that down to the Otis and Shane scenes, their little story where they...
Yeah, it's definitely not the Rick and Laurie scenes.
Oh, just let him die. Where they go to the school to get the equipment that Carl needs to survive.
Just let him die while there's 2 guys out there risking their fucking lives.
Fucking idiot.
They come back and it's alright, Shane, the Otis. Laurie said let him die.
Coming in at number 5, I thought we'd wrote down Andrew on our list, but it turns out it's Andrea.
Again, I didn't really like Andrea this season, but the fact she came in at 5th kind of sums up. She was better in season 1, but again, I like the fact that she actually tried to put a bit of effort in.
I like the fact that she actually has a bit of a backbone and speaks her mind. Yeah. I like the fact that she says to Laurie, look...
It's like female Shane.
It's like, life ain't all about washing dishes and pots and pans.
It's about killing...
Pots and pans, Linda! Pots and pans!
Taking care of business.
Plus, she seemed like pretty much the only female member that would actually do anything.
Yeah.
she's actually willing to go out and help look for Sophia. So yeah, I mean, I kind of respect Andrea.
I mean, did shoot Daryl, which is a bit fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Gets left behind by the group in the finale after saving quite a few of them.
Yep, she saved a few of them and no one saved her. Speaking of shooting Daryl, we've shot Daryl in at number 4. I think the decline of Daryl, I mean, it definitely happens in season 2. I think you could argue maybe up until the mid part he's still good, but I think even towards the second half of season 2, Daryl's just on a decline.
Once it turns cooler and he gets like the wee vest jacket on, man, he's on Team Rick.
He's on Team Rick all the way, and he just doesn't really have the spark that he had.
Even in the last few episodes, he just questions everything Shane says. It's like, oh, Shane says him and Randall went this way. Well, I'm a tracker, and this ain't 4 footsteps, brother. It's like, how would he fucking know all this stuff? It's like he purposely went out of his own fucking way to bury Shane, innit?
Yeah, he essentially just jumped on Team Rick here, and he got boring real quickly. Because season 1, Daryl was great. Wasn't quite Meryl, but it was good. Season 2, Daryl, he's okay. I mean, people say Daryl from season 1 to season 7 is the best character in The Walking Dead. I mean, come on. By the end of season 3, the guy is pretty much whipped. So that's what it is. Speaking of number 3, though, we're moving into number 3. We've got Rick Grimes. Again, I've got no problem with Rick. A lot of people bury Rick. I think Rick's a good character. I just don't think he's great.
Yeah.
He's good, and more often than not, he's always going to be towards the top of these character lists, in my opinion. But I just don't see a standout Rick season. I can't think of one season where I would go, oh, you know what, I think Rick was the best character that season.
No, it helps Rick. When he's in scenes with great people, it's good. But he can't carry scenes where he's in it with jobbers. He's like a 4 out of 10 Triple H. That's how I describe
Does
Rick.
anyone get that reference? A 4 out of 10 Triple H?
They might not, but you know what? I just feel like with Rick, he makes it work with people who are great. But see, when he's like with other people that are jobbers, it just doesn't work. And I think that's why in later seasons of The Walking Dead, it's just a bit shit.
Yeah, I think you could argue Rick's best 2 seasons are actually season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
With his role and relationship with Shane. And I think as soon as that disappears, Rick kind of just, well, not kind of, he does like assume full leadership responsibility. Everyone else just falls in line behind him. And there's just no tension, there's no contrast of opinions, and the show, in my opinion, just goes downhill, and Rick is just leading the show, leading the group, and there's no one to contest him, really. And I feel like that's what's good about season 2, the fact that Shane and Rick do butt heads a lot. And you see Rick trying to compromise and Shane trying to compromise, and you see them trying to like negotiate and see each other's point of views, but I just feel like after that Rick's just on his own. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good Rick moments in season 2, lots of good stuff with Shane, especially at the start when they're looking for Sophia, 18 miles out when they're releasing Randall, and then in Better Angels as well. Lots of good stuff between Rick and Shane. Some really good stuff with Rick and Herschel as well. This is a good season for Rick. But for me, he's coming in at number 3. Because I think the top 2 are just a step above Rick. And speaking of the top 2, let's move into them. Number 2, we've got Dale. Big Dale. The guy was done dirty. He was supposed to live on past season 2. But he didn't really get done dirty. He done himself dirty. He decided that he didn't want to continue the show without the showrunner. So...
Big Frankie
Darabont. But yeah, Dale, I thought Dale was great this season. I mean, Dale, he was like the moral compass of the group, right? If Shane's like, if Shane's, I wouldn't describe Shane as the devil, like, but whatever side Shane's on, is like Dale's the opposite, you know what I mean? If Shane's the yin, then fucking Dale's the yang.
And the way he just stared at Shane for like 36 seconds, man, it was brilliant. He's got a great death, sadly. You know, even his dialogue with T-Dog, it was just fucking good.
He was the wise man of the good. People say that Herschel was the Herschel wise? Herschel had a bunch of fucking zombies living in his barn. What's wise about that?
I know, like, just because he's a Christian and he reads some fucking Bible passages doesn't mean he's wise.
You know, Dale had wisdom.
Dale 316 says, I just wisdomed your ass, brother.
Dale coming at number 2, and moving on to number 1. Got number 1 in season 1, he's getting number 1 in season 2. Shane, it was his season. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anyone else that was in this season, but if they killed Shane off in season 1, like they planned, how would this season actually work? This season would have been a disaster.
I tell you what, like, it would have been that bad. This show
might have stopped watching.
That, and also, I mean, would its popularity have fucking stopped? I just don't see where it would have went without Shane.
Shane was so great this season. The first episode, looking for Sophia with Rick, then he goes off with Otis. They find that then he shoots Otis, leaves Otis behind, has the head shave. The mid-season finale where he confronts Herschel about the barn and kind of just explodes and launches into a fit of rage, opens up the barn, kills all the zombies.
Yeah, I mean, without Shane, where does this season go? He's the main catalyst and, antagonist essentially the season, if you view it that way.
What is that?
So without Shane, where does it go?
If you want to survive, if you want to live, you gotta fight for it right here. Right now.
Because I do feel like with season 2, it is kind of like, you look at it and it is kind of a filler season. I feel like with season 3 in the prison, you've got the governor, you've got a whole new fucking prison thing. You can kind of get away without Shane, in my opinion, but with season 2, it's like, if it was going to be set on a farm and they had all the problems with the writing and all the strikes and stuff like that, they had to settle up for a boring season. You take him out of it, man. I think this show gets fucking cancelled or something.
It does. Even in the second half of season 2, the two best episodes are the 2 episodes where he features the most in. 18 Miles Out, which is essentially an episode with him and Rick, and obviously the episode where he dies in Better Angels. So even at the end where he's like, you ain't gonna fight for them? I'm a better father than you, Rick. I'll be there. I'll fight for Lori. You just come back here and you destroy everything. It's like, fucking great. Legend, what a guy. And definitely a standout character season 2, in my opinion.
You could have chose a better family, though.
Yeah, I don't know why he was so in love with Lori. Maybe he should have left with Andrea when he had the chance. He would have still been alive. You talk about spin-offs that you'd like to see, rather than a spin-off 15, 20 years into the apocalypse when everything's outdated, everything's been done, it's almost like civilization is just used to the zombie apocalypse by that stage. Who cares? Who wants to see a new show start 20 years in? If they wanted to do a spin-off, it would have been better to do a spin-off early into it. Personally, I don't think spin-offs work. I think it should happen from the get-go.
See, when you're that far into an apocalypse, surely you're settled in your civilization and don't ever really need to take risks.
Yeah, plus, the way, like I said, 15, 20 years, I know we're going off topic again, but 15, 20 years in, everyone's character's already been fully developed. Like Maggie, for example, she's lost her farm, lost her dad, lost her sister, loses Glenn. What more can she go through? Like, same with Rick, he's lost his wife, lost his son. 15, and if they bring out another show, how can those characters develop anymore? They've already developed. They were talking about putting Carol into the spin-off with Daryl, but we've already seen her go from abused wife / dishwasher /
fucking worst parent ever
to this supposedly badass, that can fucking kill people and take out entire groups. And that was from season 1 to season 5. That was a span of maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So how can 15 years later, how can you grow on that? How can you add to that? How can you expand on that?
You can't. Take us back to season 2, the good old days.
Yeah, brother. Season 2 was the good old days, and we're going with Shane coming at number 1. So just to quickly run through our list again, from last to first, we're going 20th Carol, 19th Lori, 18th Carl, 17th Sophia, 16th Jimmy, 15th Tony, 14th Patricia, 13th we're going Beth, 12th we're going Dave, 11th Randall. Moving into the top 10, we have Maggie coming at 10th, Herschel 9th, T-Dog 8th, Glenn 7th, Otis 6th, then it's Andrea in 5th, Darryl 4th, Rick 3rd, Dale 2nd, and Big Shano coming in at number 1, guys. That is our list. Let us know your list down below in the comments, and we will catch you soon for some more Walking Dead. We've got a bunch of Walking Dead Season 2 theories that we want to discuss, so hopefully you can discuss them with us in the comment sections, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.